Well, hello everybody, and welcome to Lunchbreak Live, real talk about obesity, food addiction, recovery, and what's really eating you. I am Carrie De La Cruz here with you on finally a Friday, casual Friday, yay. Wow, I cannot believe the week that we have had. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like we have done some really deep digging and some really good work. Don't you agree? And I love the way our, community is building here. We have this amazing foundation of really smart people. You guys are not only smart, you're courageous and you're generous. And wow, I love that you're willing to share your knowledge, share your honesty, share your struggles with me and with everyone here. I love that. And I really believe that openness, that honesty is what creates the foundation of recovery. So thank you guys for forming such an amazing community of viewers here. I'm really humbled. I mean that, and I am grateful for you guys every single day. So this is the highlight of my day. I really enjoy being here. I get crabby if I don't get to do it. But I have learned over the process of the last, I don't know how many months we've been doing this. How many months have we been spending our lunch breaks together? About 7 months, whatever it is. I have learned to let go and go with the flow. And that's really good for me because I am one of those people that is tightly wound and holds on tight, okay? So part of the recovering perfectionist in me. So I like to be prepared. I like to know what I'm going to talk about going in so that I'm not wasting your time. I feel like, hey, you guys are giving me your time. You are being generous with it. Well, doggone it, I better not waste it. And I want to give you something that when you're done with the show, you say, you know what, that was time well spent. I learned a lot and it is going to help me on my recovery journey. So part of that is being able to go with the flow is not always having everything perfectly scripted, which is where this kind of open format, free form format comes into play. So that's what today is going to look like, which is pretty ironic considering the title of the show is Fake It Till You Make It. But I'm not going to be faking it today, you guys, I promise. So let me first of all check in. How you doing? How is everybody out there doing? Throw me some thumbs up, some happy faces. Let me know what's going on. And again, yes, I notice as I go back through the comments in real time after the show has aired and I go back on the on-demand viewing, I will see comments that popped up first for me pop up after other comments that come in from you. So if I am not commenting on your comment in the same order that you're sharing it with me, just understand Facebook has a funny way of handling information and sharing it with me. So let me see who's here. Oh, by the way, got to explain my shirt, which is backwards for you guys, but it says Wild Kiwi. That's a little Kiwi, New Zealand, because I am a wild Kiwi. This is a shirt that I picked up when I was in New Zealand meeting my Kiwi friends, many of whom graciously and generously share their time with me, and it's not even their lunchtime. And sometimes you guys, like today, if you're joining me live today, it's Saturday morning for you guys. So thank you so much. So I am a wild Kiwi. This is a great memory for me. This reminds me of good times. Boy, 3 years ago, maybe almost 4 years ago, I think. Wow, unbelievable. But we've all grown a lot in a lot of ways, haven't we? So anyway, that explains the shirt. Let's see who's here. Wow. Hi, Mama, front and center, and Nancy, and Rebecca. I'm so glad you made it, honey. Hang in there. Hang in there. Help is coming. And Greg, all right. You're making this like, what is this, a trifecta for you? A triple play? Maybe it's, I don't know, a quadruple play. I don't really know. And Angela, hi. You're so regular now. Wait, you're not regular because that would be commenting on bowel movements. I don't know. You're a regular viewer, as is Bonnie. Happy, happy Friday. So glad you're here. My mom, the Walmart greeter. Hi, Mama. Let's see. Tina, hey, I'm happy you're joining. Who else is here? Osmara, mi sobrina bonita, hermosa in Mexico. Probably doesn't understand a thing I'm saying, but hola, mija. Te quiero mucho. Okay, and let's see. And who else? Who else? Okay, great. And Mexi Marge joined. Right on, Mexi Marge. Good timing, Margie. You're. I'm just getting ready to start right now. So today's show, Fake It Till You Make It. Now, yesterday on the program when I was talking about an attitude of recovery, when I asked you guys to tell me character traits, like describe people who have a good attitude, which I used that word on purpose, by the way, good, bad, because you know I am not really a fan of it. There was a reason I was doing that. But many of you came back with things like fake it till you make it, smiles a lot, right? Okay, and I had like alarms going off in my head, and I had to figure out what was that all about. And I realized it always comes down to semantics. How do we hear things? You know, and I might be hearing things very differently than others are hearing things. That is the reason for this show, so that we can be super clear on the things that we're hearing and the things that we're saying. And now for a lot of us may be hearing that in a way that is very similar to the way I'm hearing it and not understand why it's giving us problems. Others of us are not going to be hearing it the way I'm hearing it, and they're like, yep, works fine for me. And that's why I think I want to have a conversation. Hey, Nina, I'm really glad you're here. That's why I want to have a conversation about it today, so you can hear what it is that I think when I hear it, all right? So we've got, I put down like 4 things that might fall under this same umbrella of what I would call positivity, positive thinking, working through it. I think that's really where this comes from, okay? And that's why it's used in motivational, circles, communities, right? As a motivational phrase, okay? Fake it till you make it, fake it till you make it, right? In other words, don't wait to do the right thing. Just do it now. Okay, I get it. So I've got fake it till you make it, act as if, false cheerfulness, and smile through the pain. Okay, and I think all of these might fall under a similar category, yet as you will hear, I might view them a little differently than you guys do. Now, you don't have to agree with me. I think that's really super important. You do not have to agree with me. What I want to do here is have a dialogue where we open up our minds. Christy, you made it on your way to Big Bear. Thanks for sharing your time with me, honey, your car time and your hubby. All right, so you don't have to agree with me. You don't have to, any of that stuff. I just want to open up your mind a little bit and see if maybe there are things you hadn't thought about that you're now going to think about, or it's going to reinforce what you already believe. That's fine too. That's a really good thing. We got to know what we know, right? All right. So I think as I begin the show, I'm going to say it's a foregone conclusion, right? It's not open for debate. Honesty is a critical part of recovery, maybe the most critical part. Honesty, okay? As is self-awareness, right? And the self-awareness is what enables us to be honest with ourselves. And you've heard me say I'm on to me, right? Because I was a great liar. Denial is not where honesty lives, okay? So honesty and recovery, I don't think anybody would argue with me that that's super important. Self-awareness, we've got to know things about ourselves so that we can work on the things that need changing, so that we can put energy into the things that are healthy, the behaviors, right? And we talked about how recovery is an attitude, a mindset, and that abstinence and sobriety are behaviors that come out of that mindset. Therefore, if we have an unhealthy mindset, then perhaps our behaviors that come out of that unhealthy mindset are going to be unhealthy, all right? And we may not know why if we are not self-aware. Okay, because sometimes we have blinders up. There are things. It's that the window, and I cannot remember the name right now. It's the 4 windows, and it'll come to me later. And you guys will probably know, and you'll throw it out there for me. But the idea is there are things we know about ourselves, things we don't know about ourselves, that other people know about us, and there are things that are not known to anyone. So we have to figure out as we look at that window, where are we? Are there things that we know that we don't want others to know? Are there things that other people know about us? Are there things that we don't know about ourselves that may be known by others? And are there things that are just unknown? That's what self-awareness is all about, trying to figure out where this falls on that continuum. Okay, so I'm on to me. I always lied to me, and I denied reality. So those things did not lead to recovery for me until I caught on that was not going to pave the way for peaceful, successful, long-term recovery. Okay. Faking it is what I always did. Oh boy, I was an amazing faker. And this plays perfectly into the whole drama queen thing. Okay, I'm an actress, right? So I was always faking it. So when I hear fake it till you make it, I think, uh-oh, alarm bells. No, that's what I always did. I always faked it. And if my goal is to be my authentic self, well, then faking it is contrary to that in my way of thinking, my semantics, what I hear. Faking it is not being authentic. Again, this is my interpretation. This is what I'm hearing. I'm not putting words into your mouth or having you believe that the thing that you believe that matters to you and that you're acting the same way I am, because I'm not saying that. I'm saying, though, that potentially if you are and there's a problem and you don't know why, well, maybe it's because it feels inauthentic to you. Okay, maybe. We are all different, and we all have to kind of listen to our spirit about this and say, does that fit? Does that sit well with me? Does that resonate and make sense? If not, let it go. Just leave it and set it aside. Okay, so it might be semantics. You might hear it differently than I do. That's really the bottom line on that message, okay? So I was super great at false cheerfulness. Really great, because I did not want anyone to know the pain that I was in. I didn't want anyone to think less of me, because again, people pleaser, all about managing expectations. I don't want you to think less of me than I already think of myself. I'm already mortified and embarrassed and feeling terrible about myself, right? Because of what you see on me. You see my disease of obesity. And what are you thinking about me? You're probably thinking I'm lazy. You're probably thinking I'm disgusting. You're probably all kinds of blanks. And I can't even think of the word right now. I've got nothing there. I don't want to give you more reasons, shall we say, to think badly about me. And ironically, no one could have thought worse about me than I did myself. So that's where the false cheerfulness came in. I get it. False cheerfulness is different than faking it till you make it. I understand that. But it sounds so similar to me that it's dangerous for me. Words are very powerful, and we cannot ignore that fact that if we are hearing the words differently than someone else is, and they are causing a stumbling block, an obstacle to our recovery, we need to be aware of it. If it's not a problem, it's not a problem. But if it is, let's be aware of it and handle it differently. And that's what this show is all about today, especially. So my goal in recovery is to deal with the stuff I used to ignore. That's what false cheerfulness did. It put a mask over reality. Everything that I wanted to ignore because it hurt too much, it was too painful, I didn't believe that I had the ability to do anything about it. I felt helpless and hopeless, okay? So my goal in recovery is to deal with the stuff I used to ignore, to stop feeding what's eating me. So if I am faking it, or if I am pretending everything's okay and it's not happening, then I'm not living life on life's terms. Do you see? Because I'm pretending it's okay, it's fine, no problem, nothing to see here, move on, show's over, folks. Okay? Don't look at me, don't look at me, don't see what you see. Okay, that's where faking it doesn't work for me, because I faked happiness. I put on that face so that the world would think different things about me. Okay? So, if I am knowingly working to change my unhealthy behaviors, then to me, I'm acting as if. That's where the acting as if comes in for me. In other words, I am aware that I have this flaw. Oh my gosh, yesterday flaw, front and center, mortified. I am mortified, and I was sitting in my office for like 5 minutes going, just shut up, Carrie, just shut up. What is your problem, Carrie? My boss said to me, oh, you look very pretty today. You're all dressed up. You know what went through my head? I'm always dressed up. I'm dressed up every stinking day, and you're just noticing it today. What was wrong with me every other day? That was about me, guys. That was about me. And you know what I could have said? Thank you very much. But I paused like a deer in the headlight. And I went, oh, thank you. He goes, oh, like he'd made a mistake. And he's like, oh, well, it's not that you don't look nice every day. I don't think I've ever seen that dress. And then I tried to clean it up because he didn't do anything wrong. That was all about me. He's like, well, I'm like, yeah, well, I don't wear this dress all the time. It's true. And, well, the good news is it still fits 7 years later. Wow, that's really cool to have clothes that you don't get to see very often because, they still fit after 7 years. And shut up, Carrie. Just shut up, Carrie. Okay, so There is stuff I'm aware of that I'm working on. I can act as if that didn't bother me in the back of my head, that I wasn't having that whole stupid conversation. I can act as if and just go, thank you, how nice of you to say, right? And so I'm aware that that's my little issue in the background. I don't need to have my issue all over him. He did nothing wrong, okay? That's what I'm talking about when I'm saying act as if. Just shut up, Carrie, and go, thank you, that's so nice of you to say, because it is, all right? All of that other head trash, all of that other trash talk that I'm doing has nothing to do with him. That's where the act as if comes in for me. I am aware of unhealthy behaviors. I need to act as if, right, I don't have those unhealthy behaviors. And eventually, hopefully, those new healthy behaviors, I won't be acting anymore. Eventually, it will become, hopefully, second nature, but certainly more comfortable. Certainly more comfortable to do. That really is the goal. Habits are formed by repeating behaviors, right? Good, bad, or indifferent habits. Okay, so these are creating inroads to healthy habits if we are acting as if. If you can fake it and be authentic, go for it. Do not let me tell you not to. If, however, you tried the fake it till you make it and didn't make it because it felt fake, then maybe you are hearing inauthentic, I'm being phony, and that's not for me. If you're hearing that, then listen to that voice and change your behavior, change the mantra maybe that you use from fake it till you make it, because you say, I don't like that, doesn't work for me, that doesn't fit. Tell you what, I do like act as if. Okay, I like that. Or smile through it. Smile through the pain, which means I'm not going to sit here and complain and bitch and moan and whine on Facebook all the time because I have gas, okay? I'm going to smile through the gas, okay? It doesn't mean I don't have gas, and it doesn't mean I'm not aware that I have gas, and it's very uncomfortable. What it means is I'm not going to have it literally or figuratively all over the world. I'm going to smile through it. Smile through the pain. If that works for you, and that's going to pave the way to healthier behaviors, you'll ultimately feel better about yourself, and others will feel better about you too. All right? So what I think is, if you're pretending something doesn't hurt, that will probably end up eating you up later. See? So if you're pretending something doesn't hurt, you're going to feed that. And not know why. Because you were trying to fake it. Because you weren't being honest with yourself. Okay? If you're being honest with yourself and you're saying, all right, I'm just going to behave as if, that's fine, whatever you call it. All right? Now, false cheerfulness, it is something different than smiling through the pain. Absolutely. It is pretending that everything's okay, which is not the same as not letting it get to you. Very different. Okay? False cheerfulness is not about not letting it get to you, not responding, not reacting, but maybe choosing to respond, not being, automatically offended, not going on the defensive. Okay, so smiling through it is not the same as false cheerfulness, and I think that false cheerfulness is like hiding. It's hiding, and I feel that's contrary to recovery because it feeds fear and shame and embarrassment and self-loathing. Okay, and those are not things I want to feed. Okay, so those are just my thoughts, because I thought it was really important to circle back around as we're talking about it. Always comes down to semantics, what you hear, in the words, what the words mean to you, the power of the words, and being aware of words that actually cause you pain, that actually work contrary to the effort, your work toward recovery. If they work against you, you have to figure out why, and that's what self-awareness is all about. That's what this show is all about, and I'm all about teasing things apart, untying the ball of yarn, that's all knotted up. I am coaxing that apart to figure out what it all really means, and then winding it up into the separate colors and seeing how it all works and what I can make out of it, okay? If it's all tangled up and I'm pretending that everything's okay, then that's not dealing with life on life's terms. So that is my comment, or 10 or 50 for the show today. I will just scroll through this quickly to see if you guys have any comments. I am always looking for things that you want to talk about that interest you. One of the things that came up yesterday was drama. That really seemed to resonate with a lot of you guys, that drama seems to maybe be one of those character traits in your own lives, that and gossip, that you're finding are unhealthy and they actually cause you pain. So maybe we could talk about that next week if you would like to. We could also talk about things like secrets. You're only as sick as the secrets you keep. Secrets are big, okay? So maybe we could talk about secrets next week. Who knows? Offensive, being offended. Oh my gosh, being offended, because somebody looked at you funny. Okay, we got to talk about that, because obviously when we're just offended, and we are overreacting, we don't feel good about ourselves. We feel bad about other people. We make it all about ourselves, and then we eat over it. So we could talk about that as well. Whatever you guys want to talk about, because this show is for you. This show is not about me. It's really about recovery, and it's about our journeys together, and it's about this growing community of shrinking people. So let me look back. Hey, Barbara, I see that you have joined. I'm really glad that you're here. Let's see here. All right. And by the way, I am super duper excited about the number of guys that are joining the program. I love that you guys are joining, because I think that takes courage. It's not a typical guy thing to show up and listen to some chick talk for 30 minutes. It's not a very common thing. And I love that you guys find value in this, and I hope that you can be benefiting from it. And guess what? I want you guys to help me shape the conversation, because obviously I think like a chick. Okay, I think like a girl. Recovery is definitely for everyone. Recovery is not a chick thing, and it's not a guy thing. It's an everybody thing. It's a people thing. But if I can shape the dialogue, if I can be talking about things that relate to you and I have some experience with them, please share that with me. Please let me know what you guys want to talk about. And I know guys. I'm married to a guy, and I can always ping things off him and get some ideas. So please, share and let me know how I might be able to serve you a little bit better with this show. All right. So that's about it. It looks like there was just a lot of hey, and agreeing with this. And that's nice. And Steve, hey, I'm glad that you're here too. This is awesome. So Greg says, talking about the process of recovery is very helpful for me to listen to right now. Thank you. I'm so glad to hear that. And I think it's something that I was never really discussed to me in my own life, and certainly not as it pertained to my bariatric surgery days. Not at all. It was never discussed. The whole idea of, they would say, well, you're going to have to change your behaviors. You're going to have to eat differently. You're going to have to exercise. You can't do this anymore. You can't do that. You're going to have to do this. It was like all behavior based. But it didn't discuss the emotions behind the behaviors. Well, why didn't I do that stuff before? And why do I not want to do it now? Or why did I start to want to do it and all of a sudden stop wanting to do it? What changed? Why was regain even in the picture? What happened? Why did I not keep doing what I wanted to do? That stuff was never discussed. That's what recovery is all about. And it has nothing to do with the food. We all have so much stuff that's eating us up that we may address by shopping too much, spending too much money, gambling, being promiscuous, starting to drink because, hey, we have the liberty to do it and we're grown-ups and, oh, isn't it fun? And everybody's doing it. And all of a sudden, before we know it, we're drinking more than we're eating, okay? And now it's a problem, okay? So, or becoming a workaholic and burying ourselves in work, becoming an exerciseaholic where all we can think of is to exercise and we feel worse about ourselves if we miss a day, and then that becomes our new unhealthy focus and addiction, and our lives are skewed and imbalanced. Recovery is about balance. It's about absolutely being active, absolutely taking care of our bodies, the vitamins and the foods that we're eating and our activities, but it's also our spiritual selves, making sure that we are feeding our spiritual selves and that we're addressing the stuff that's eating us up emotionally. We've got to be talking about that stuff. So that's where the balance comes in. If our lives, my life used to be skewed towards food. That was my primary relationship, and it was an unhealthy one. All I was worried about, or all I spent time and put energy into doing besides sleeping, was eating, okay? And then feeling bad about myself. That's not balance. That's certainly not recovery. Eating, sleeping, and feeling bad about myself. Great. I like to think I have much more balance in my life now, which is having friendships, doing this program, working on myself to be a better version of myself, working on my health, being in touch with my body and my needs and my emotions and what I'm actually really feeling instead of trying to block them out by numbing and feeding them away. And also taking care of my spiritual needs. Not staying away from church because I didn't have anything to wear or I feel fat, okay? Going there, spending prayer time, meditating in the morning, whatever that looks like, okay? When you're not just hyperfixated on one thing, be it exercise, be it overeating, be it working, whatever, you do have time to take care of your other very, very real and very healthy needs. So I am going to sign off right there, wrap it up, call it a week. What do you think? Good week, right? Let's do it again next week. I encourage you to keep spending time with me, keep joining me. And you know what? Do me a favor. If you're watching this show and on demand, okay, maybe off the YouTube channel or maybe on demand coming back at a later date, will you shoot me a message, behind the scenes, a messenger message so that I know that you are watching? I love that when I hear that because there's no guilt here. You don't need to tell me, oh, I'm really sorry, I can't watch live. Oh, you watch when you can. I'm grateful that you watch it all, okay? But if you're doing that, if you're catching me and you're not able to be with me live, could you just shoot me a message and let me know? Let me know it's working for you because that helps me, again, to shape the content of the program. So, oh, and I have somebody new just joined as I'm getting ready to sign off. Gail, I'm so glad that you are here. Oh, I haven't seen you in a long time. Gail, hi, I'm glad you're here. And Kathy, thank you so much from Elysian Fields, Texas. And let's see here. All right. Yes, happy weekend or whatever day of the week it is that you're watching this program. I hope you guys do have a very, very blessed today, tomorrow, and on and on and on. Come back and join me again. Let's do this recovery talk again. And you know what? Give me some feedback today on what your thoughts are on this whole fake it till you make it, act as if, smile through the pain, false cheerfulness. Let me know your thoughts about that because I am always eager to expand my knowledge base and my understanding of things because, hey, I don't have all the answers, far from it. And you guys are pretty smart people. So I will sign off and I'll see you guys on Monday by reminding you all to have courage, seek peace, embrace joy, and above all, live your recovery. Remember, you can't stop feeding what's eating you if you don't know what's eating you. I'll see you guys next week. Take care. Bye.